Family, we got our Nelson militia gear in finally. On the back it says taxation is theft. You should go buy some from his Teespring store. Help support that man. Makes a lot of good videos. So yesterday, during their little thing that they do, I forget exactly what it's called, Biden selected Dr. Levin to be the Assistant Medical Director of Health, I believe is the position. And Rand Paul, during this their little whatever you call it, their meeting that they have, asked this transgender doctor that Biden fucking handpicked supposedly for this position, if she thought that minors can make life-altering decisions like changing their sex, for example. Our government is so you know what? You do what you want to do. I don't care what you do. I don't care. You want to chop your wiener off, chop your boobs off? I don't care. Keep that shit at home. If you're gay and you want to walk down the street and hold your boyfriend's hair, I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. But here's the problem you're going to run into with this. Fucking nutcase here gets in this position. Government will be telling you as a parent what your child can and cannot do. So if you have a fucking 10-year-old that has some fucked up friends and they decide one day, ooh, I want to be a little girl. After 10 years of being a boy, after being born a boy, after having DNA in them that's male DNA, they decide they want to be female. The government will now tell you that you have to allow your child to transform. And yes, that's what it is. It's fucking transforming. You were born a male for a reason. You were born a female for a reason. You're not caught in another fucking body. You just think differently. Play the fucking card the hand you've been fucking dealt. Play it. If you want to do something for you, to you, whatever. But now, and then the question comes to ask, if we can allow 10-year-olds can make a choice to make a life-altering decision like change their sex, what else can they make a decision about? Can they decide to have sex with, 35-year-olds? What if 35-year-olds want to have sex with the 10-year-olds? And the 10-year-olds say it's okay. Do you see where this is going? Do you remember the pedophilia? That they're trying to say pedophilia is now a sex? Or whatever they called it. They use all kinds of different names. It gets me all twisted up. But it's all fucked up. It's all wrong. It's all immoral. They're playing God, people, is what they're trying to do. And they're going to keep trying to play God. They've been playing God. They've been doing it. It's not a new thing. They're just branching out their godliness to see what else they could touch and fucking change. Whatever they can rule over and have a little part of what they can tell you to do. You know what? Your kids don't even belong to you. They belong to the state. The state believes they can come take your kids at any time they want. You are just the parent. You are just there to raise your kids. And this all comes from the Act of 1871. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. But it is true. I spent 40 years telling people they were stupid when they told me that shit. They wasn't. The state owns you. Legally. They've made it legal for the state to own you. Even as an adult, the state owns you. That's how they take you through the corrupt judicial system and call you a criminal, then send you to prison where they have made it legal for you to be a slave. And they'll say the prisoners are not slaves, because I definitely have a buddy that has done 7 years. He makes 17 cents a day working an 8-hour-a-day job. And he has to work. If he doesn't work, he gets put what's called in the cage. The way the cage looks, explained to me, is expanded metal. So it is this stuff right here. If you can see it, can you see the expanded metal right here? It's expanded metal. It's a cage. He is 6'2". He said when he sits in it, the seat is on about a 35 to 40 degree angle. So you're constantly sliding off of it, and they take all your clothes, so you're in your boxer shorts. And he said you sit on the seat, you slide to the bottom of it, obviously. Your knees stop you against the expanded metal door. Your shoulders are hitting the sides of it, which is expanded metal. And you have to keep your head to the side. And you keep him in that cage if he refuses to go to work. Sounds like fucking slavery to me. They've made all this shit legal. Why? Because we've done nothing. We've sat back and just watched them do what they do as they control our lives. Every day. It's a little bit more every day. And now they're wanting to be able to... Listen, here's where this is going to go, and this is why it's so scary. Because like I said, when your kid comes home and says, Dad, I want to have a sex change, and you say no, guess who's going to step in and say that you're neglecting your child? The state will. Then the state will haul your kid off to some fucked up place, to some fucked up people that will allow them to do fucked up shit. And then your kid's just fucked up the rest of their life. There's a rapper that somebody turned me on to a while back. His name's Thomas something. I forget his name. I don't listen to rap. I'm not a rap guy. My wife let me listen to one of his songs this morning. The first line in the song is, instead of making the world a better place for your kids, make your kids better for the world. Made sense to me, right? Because it's all falling apart. We're watching it. We're now at the point where people are playing God. Did you see how when Rome fell, what happened? Remember that shit? I don't remember it, but I know what I've read from it. It's only going to continue to get worse as long as we allow it to get worse. So your options are pretty limited. There's some people that have some good plans. There's some people that have some bad plans. There's people that have had good plans, but they don't have the means to follow through with those plans, and they are working on them. That would be me. We're going to follow through with it and get out of here. I'm sick of the government control, and now this is crazy. Think about what this just means in general. You get these fucking nutcases, and yes, they are nutcases. You get them into positions of power, and now you're paying because Joe Schmo down the street thinks that he should be a female. You're paying for his tit jobs and everything. He gets C's. Oh, what happens 5 years later is when he wants D's. Now you got to pay for those too, and that's where it's leading. It's where all this shit's leading, man. It's going to be some crazy, chaotic shit. The people who think that they want to be free, you know, like if you want to have a sex change, more power to you. I support it if that's what you want to do to you. If you want to pay for it. If you will find a doctor that will do it willingly. I support all that. I don't support any of it if it has to do with force, and that's where this is fucking leading to, and it's going to be craziness. And it doesn't stop there. If a 10-year-old can change their sex or decide they want to have sex with a 35-year-old, and that's where this is leading, bet your ass on that. What else can they decide? Can they decide if they want to drink alcohol? Can they decide that they want to just shoot heroin? How about it? Can they decide they just don't want to go to school? They want to drop out of school in the 3rd grade. I mean, like, where does it end? It's craziness. All of it. And, like, I just want to sit back and laugh. And I would if it wasn't so serious. And it's never, like I said, like I always say, it's never about what's going on today. It's about what's next. What's next is far more dangerous than what's happening today. Just prepare the best you can, people. Just keep a little bit every day. Learn something. Stash a little something back. Become friends with people. But today, even then, you got to watch who you become friends with. Watch what you say. As I always say, the best advice I can give you in the world to anybody is don't say anything to anyone that you wouldn't say in public. Not even to me. Don't say nothing to me that you wouldn't tell the world. Not because of me, but because we're being spied on every second of the day by big government who now wants to dictate whether or not our 10-year-olds can have sex change operations. Welcome to America, right? Freedom! America! No. It's none of that shit anymore, man. This shit, it's a lie. We've been raised in a lie. And the end is just, so people, the few become wealthier. That's all it's about. They might let you gain a little wealth. They might let you have a home and some nice material things. Maybe some money in the bank. But they'll never let you be free. Not unless you're willing to die for it. My freedom's worth dying over. Can't be free? Fuck it. I'll die. Have no problems with it. Wouldn't think twice about it. I don't know where you stand, but you better be figuring it out. You might wake up tomorrow with a fucking dick hanging off your cheek or some shit because the government said so.